Rich, thank you so much. The Trump administration is reportedly changing its plans to build a physical border wall through Big Bend National Park and some of the surrounding areas.
That initial plan drew condemnation from local leaders on both sides of the political aisle there. So we want to get a status update from a reporter on the ground covering this project. Sam Karras works for the Big Bend Sentinel, which is based in Marfa. Sam, welcome back to our show and thanks for being with us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me back.
So online, Customs and Border Protection changed what it plans to do to monitor the border through Big Bend. So how does this update differ from what was initially proposed?
Sure. So what the map appears to be showing is that Customs and Border Protection is going back to an original plan for treating the Big Bend area, specifically the National Park and the Rio Grande Wild and Scenic River Corridor, which runs all the way down towards Lake Amistad. They're going to do technology only, is allegedly what this map change says. However, we have many reasons to believe that that is not the end of the plan and that they've simply just changed the color on the map. Contractors are still swarming around Terlingua. Guests in the park have been seeing contractors in a helicopter exploring different staging areas in different parts of the park. So from the ground, it would appear that the colors changed, but the plan's still on.
Have you gotten any insight from the Trump administration or any officials about why those colors changed? You know, what prompted some of this switch up?
No, not so far. Where the Customs and Border Protection party line, basically the entire time I've been reporting on this, which began in October, is that where terrain acts as a natural barrier, they will deploy sensor technology. There's a lot of really interesting and really cool technology that the Border Patrol has access to that they could explore for that. So that was sort of what we've been told over the past couple of months. But it seems like there's a real disconnect in communication between the Department of Homeland Security in Washington and our local Customs and Border Protection folks, to the degree that really nobody knows what's going on except for the contractors who have somehow been solicited by the federal government to come and check out the Big Bend area.
Something else, Sam, that jumped out at me this week was on social media. I saw that several sheriffs there in your region sent a unified message about possibly putting a physical wall in the Big Bend area. So what stands out to you most about their joint opposition to that?
Yeah, I thought that was really cool to see. So we had Presidio County, Brewster County, Terrell County, Culberson County, and Hudspeth County all signed this agreement. These are all counties that could potentially be impacted by a border wall. Some of these guys are ex-Border Patrol agents, so there's a real mix of law enforcement experience there. And they believe that for the cost, there's no benefit to border security in our region. And in fact, that it's much better for technology or good old-fashioned humans cutting sign to be able to track people who are crossing the border illegally.
So we're hearing from those sheriffs, but we know you're in a lot of contact with people who live in the area. What are people saying? What's been the reaction to this potential change? Is there some relief, or are people still concerned about what might be going on in this part of Texas?
Our people in the Big Bend have been dealing with the Department of Homeland Security for so long that they know that this is not over, that this is just something that changed on the internet. It doesn't have any real impact on the folks who are already getting letters demanding leases and access to their property and surveys and sewage permits and all kinds of stuff like that. That folks are still very terrified that the government is going to take their land away from them. And the government the other week, on March 5th, issued a contract with a company out of Montana for $960 million to build a wall in northwestern Presidio County. The communities that would be impacted would be Candelaria and Ruidosa. So if you've ever been out to Chinati Hot Springs, that's that area. So there's already really large sums of money that are going towards wall construction upstream in the Big Bend, which for a number of environmental reasons we're all really concerned about.
Okay, we will have to revisit that conversation at a different point as we follow some more leads, and I know you'll keep reporting out there. But Sam Karras with the Big Bend Sentinel, we appreciate you yet again coming on and telling us more about what's happening out there. So we appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.